Today on Monkey Life, how to move more than 30 capuchins in a day as the team tackle a big house swap.
You have to make sure that all the right slides are open and closed to make sure that nobody goes to the wrong place.
Alison's overcome by the chimp's reaction to a fallen tree placed in their enclosure.
How magnificent to see our chimpanzees sitting in the shade of a big leafy tree like they should be. It makes me feel almost a bit emotional.
And the bouncy guenons try out their revamped home. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
You just never know how it's gonna work.
The park provides a home for more than 260 primates from 25 different species. There are more than 80 capuchins split across 5 different groups at the park, and managing one of them is currently proving a tricky problem for the primate care team. Keeping these intelligent, lively New World monkeys happy and settled is always a challenge. But at the main capuchin complex, home to 3 of the groups, friction has started to develop amongst the males in Franco's troop, resulting in scuffles and minor injuries.
So dominant male Franco is having a lot of squabbles with Felipe, which is causing pretty bad injuries to the extent that we have to stitch them up. They do have their squabbles normally, which in general is fine, but you know, we can't risk having anaesthetics to stitch them up all the time, and clearly they're not happy.
The catalyst for this unwelcome situation was the arrival of pet trade capuchin Dodger, who moved into Winslow's group next door. The 2 outdoor enclosures run parallel to each other, giving Dodger plenty of opportunity to wind up his neighbours, something he seems to relish. To try and defuse the situation, Donna and the capuchin team have come up with a plan. They're going to have a home swap, with Franco's group of 14 moving into Sonny's house and enclosure, and vice versa. But moving more than 30 individuals at once won't be easy.
So the process of moving them is very complicated. The facility that we've got at the capuchin complex is good in the sense that there's lots of bedrooms, lots of tunnels that links everything together, which actually is a massive bonus for us and for the animals because it means that we don't have to crate or move any of the animals. We can just move them within the house, bypass them past each other, and do it that way, which is much less stressful and quicker as well.
It's a complex plan, but will be rewarding if they can pull it off.
I'm actually really excited to see the animals in a different enclosure. You know, it's so enriching for them and it'll be really cool to see. But at the moment, there's a lot going on in my head and we've got so much to do before we get to that stage.
To keep stress to a minimum, Winslow's group of capuchins have already been shut out of their bedrooms to prevent them interfering.
OK.
Inside is a labyrinth of tunnels and slides. Designed to interconnect and move animals from A to B. And sometimes C.
To me, it all makes perfect sense, but, you know, to the unseen eye, it is quite complicated. So we have to make sure that all the right slides are open and closed to make sure that nobody goes to the wrong place.
The team's first task is to move Sonny's large group out of their bedrooms and into Winslow's bedrooms, which will be used as a holding area.
OK, first animal.
Sonny's group are ageing, and some have mobility or psychological issues.
Good girl.
Ideally, the team need to move the less able capuchins first.
Come on, OK, come in, Livy. Let's go then, Livy.
Trying to entice them from point to point isn't straightforward.
God, not making my life easy, are they?
The team decide to try a small bribe to encourage them.
Good girl, Lizzie. Good girl.
That worked. Now it's on to the more dominant individuals.
Good boy. Okay, first step is complete. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 animals are done out of a lot. That's the easy bit. Hi, Sunny. Anybody else coming through?
One by one, Sunny's group complete part 1 of their move.
We're just going to do a quick tick sheet to make sure that they definitely are all in the right place. And then we'll move on to the next step, which is moving Francos.
So far, so good. Capuchin moving day is well underway. But there's still a long way to go before everyone is settled in their new homes. It's a big day for the park's guenon family. For the past few weeks, the maintenance and primate care teams have been adapting their outside enclosure to give the lively, active group more space to play, climb and move around. Gone are the overhangs designed to keep the primates in, replaced with high sides and a roof. New platforms and natural foliage fill the space, allowing the guenon family to make full use of their entire enclosure. The last 4 years have been a learning curve for everyone involved with the group, as they've assessed what works for this little-known species.
These are the only red-bellied guenons outside of Benin that I'm aware of in the world. No doubt there are some in hunting camps here and there, but there are none in zoos and wildlife parks. So what we're trying to do is create a stable family unit, which we've now done with them, and just manage them for the rest of their lives in the best environment possible. And this was the next step in their evolution, giving them a more spacious, appropriate enclosure for this stage in their life where they have a young, energetic family. This means now, if you look around, that the guenons will have probably, I don't know, it might even be 10 times the amount of space that they had available before. And for this young family with those 2 kids who are just like elastic bands, just flying around, it will be really good for them physically and mentally.
The family of 4 are made up of Dad Benny, Mum Nia, and their 2 daughters, Biff and Nala. They love climbing, particularly the youngsters. But the opportunities were previously limited because trees could only be situated in the middle of the enclosure. Too near the fence, and the bouncy guenons would have been up and away. Their tendency to eat every part of the trees was also an issue. The redesigned enclosure is chock full of newly planted trees and shrubs to give the plants a fighting chance of surviving. But even so, Alison has her doubts.
I think the guenons are going to eat them all. But what our tactic is here is just to put so many in that some may survive. But I'm sort of betting on the guenons on this one.
Everything is set,
Morning, guenons.
and the slides are opened.
Oh, there they go.
The group charge out, heading straight for the new cargo net.
Hi, you guys.
They immediately tuck into the fresh browse. At first, they're a little bit cautious, sticking to the lower branching and platforms, taking it all in while breakfasting on the move.
Are those cherries good? Very tasty.
The youngest in the group, Nala, sticks close to Dad Benny for reassurance. But curiosity and excitement soon gets the better of the entire family. The alterations to the enclosure have completely transformed the space, creating a huge 3D network to explore and experience. As Alison predicted, the guenons help themselves to the natural foliage. There's plenty of variety for them to demolish.
It It's just wonderful to see them out and looking so happy and enthusiastic. We knew how nimble they were and how fast moving and so on, but in the smaller area, they couldn't really show their skills. And now from the top corner in those cargo nets, they can run, leap, branch bounce, and carry on. So we're seeing great runs after they've sort of settled down and eating. You see them making great runs across the whole area and then contact calling back to the others. And now we just have to try and keep all of these gorgeous plants alive and to keep supplementing. If something dies, we'll just keep replacing to see if we can finally find a balance where this will just fill full of foliage and be their own little forest. But we have a watering system on top of the cage, so hopefully that'll help keep everything going.
This amazing and unusual family take everything in their stride, and their revamped space will add to their quality of life. It's a great example of the park adapting to suit the individual needs of each primate species. But expending so much energy can catch up with you, even for the lively guenons. It's been a hectic morning for the capuchin team, and it's not over yet.
Hey, everybody!
2 of the groups in the capuchin complex are swapping homes. So far, the team have moved Sunny's troop of 19 into a holding area. It's now time to move the 14 individuals making up Franco's group into their new home, which was previously Sunny's. But before that can happen, the team need to give it a good clean and dismantle some of the movable ramps.
So a lot of the individuals in Sunny's group are more elderly and have a lot of mobility issues. So they need more ramps just to aid them getting around because they really do find it quite difficult. Franco's troop, in contrast, are much younger and sprightly, so they shouldn't need them. So we'll just take them out of Sunny's current playroom, move them across so they've got them in their new area.
The move, brought about by friction in Franco's group, resembles a giant Rubik's Cube. But for everything to fit together, each part has to be put in place in order. The team has spent weeks planning the operation, and so far it's going well. Now it's time to move on to the next stage.
Hopefully Franco's will be quite easy and quite smooth. They are really inquisitive and into everything. So the second they see, oh, we can get to go to a new place, I think it'll go quite quick. But that might be famous last words.
Hello, Alison and Jeremy. Just to let you know, we're now starting to move Franco's group across to Sunny's facility.
Okay, best of luck.
The primate care team need to move Franco's group from their current home into Sunny's playroom, and then straight outside into what will be their new outside enclosure.
Right, you ready for some monkeys in there, Sarah? All right, go, Donny!
Franco and the more dominant individuals have been held back in their playroom until the low rankers are safely outside, adjusting to their new surroundings.
It just makes it a little bit nicer for them because they get to be the first ones out. They're not going out to an area that is full of animals that are kind of higher ranking than them. But you can see Franco's quite keen to get over there because you can see all the other members of his group getting to explore somewhere different, whereas he's back there.
Once the group's lower rankers are outside and accounted for, the high rankers are given access too, and they're straight out exploring their new space.
So all of Franco's group are now into Sunny's.
Phase 2 is complete, but the team's next task is yet to come, and it's the trickiest of all. Persuading Sunny's group through the maze of tunnels, back through their old playroom, and into their new home. The park has come a long way since it first opened its doors more than 35 years ago. Back then, it looked very different. The original house and enclosure were built on the site of a former pig farm in order to house 9 infant chimpanzees. They'd been rescued by founder Jim Cronin from Spanish beaches where they were used as photographers' props. That first chimp enclosure was full of pine trees, and it didn't take long for the little chimps to strip it clean.
So basically, the chimpanzees deforested their own home. Within a few months, actually, the trees started dying off. And there's just no way that we can keep a stand of trees living inside our chimpanzee or our orangutan enclosures.
But every so often, nature helps out. When trees in the park become unsafe or compromised and need to be felled, they don't go to waste.
After 35 years, all of the trees have grown and become very mature, and we're starting to have to manage them. So, yeah, tree comes down, let's get it out there for the guys and see what the knock-on effects are, because it sounds like a simple thing, but the effects on the group and how they behave can be further reaching than what you would expect.
The lucky recipients today are Hananya's troop. The chimps have a daily routine. Every morning they're let into their enclosure and take to the climbing frames in search of food put out by the primate care team. Today, it looks very different, making them more cautious than usual. But they're immediately curious about the leafy tree, although it doesn't detract entirely from breakfast. However, it does make them think and test it out. Shamak is the first to give the tree a proper inspection, grabbing a branch, giving it a shake, and looking for a weak point. Tuti is more direct. She's already in full chimp destruction mode, snapping off a branch and attempting to carry it off. Low-ranking Cookie stays on the ground, happy with a small piece of browse, away from the more dominant individuals now monopolizing the tree. Large female Johnny starts to display her dominance, particularly when some of the low-rankers, like Zeynep, get too close. Tuti takes advantage of the commotion, heading higher with the extra large piece of browse she secured.
I suppose today it was no surprise just to watch Johnny throwing her weight around. It's true, she's now top dog in this group. I mean, she's a female, so she's alpha female, if you will. In theory, the males are in charge of the group, but let's face it, Hananya's a big softie and a pushover, so I would say really that Johnny's ruling the roost, and she threw her weight around in spades today.
But in chimp society, squabbles are quickly forgotten. Calmness descends on the troop as they make the most of the wonderful natural opportunity provided for them.
How magnificent to see our chimpanzees. It makes me feel almost a bit emotional, but rehabilitated in a family group, sitting in the shade of a big leafy tree like they should be. So for us, it's been absolutely an excellent day on something that seemed almost trivial.
It's taken all morning, but at last the Capuchin team are on the final leg of the big house swap. Franco's troop have been moved successfully across to Sonny's outdoor enclosure. Now Sonny and his group are about to head in the opposite direction. As Franco and his 13 housemates explore outside, the tricky part begins inside.
Right, ready?
The primate care team have to move Sonny and his troop of 18 capuchins through the tunnel system and into the bedrooms and playroom of their new home, which has been specially adapted for the aging troop.
We need to do it in the right order. If we do the dominant animals first, then the low rankers aren't going to move if they're already there. So we just need to try and get the order right to encourage them to move in the best way possible and to keep everybody as happily as we can. So Sonny's group need to go back through into what was their playroom, and then upstairs, and then down into their new playroom.
Sounds like a plan, but getting all 19 capuchins to follow orders won't be straightforward.
Now we wait.
Right, are you ready, Donna?
I'm ready.
So go high slide, so at least they're in the direct line.
Yeah, that'd be good. Come on then, guys, let's go. Don't all rush at once.
It's not an encouraging start.
Are you going to eat first, mushroom?
The low rankers are a little wary.
Oh, hello.
Brave.
You coming through then? Good girl. You coming through this way?
It's a slow process, with the nosy neighbours next door not helping.
Yeah, they're a little bit preoccupied with the neighbours at the minute and just kind of saying hello and checking each other out.
Donna is aware time is ticking. Everyone needs to be in the right place and settled in before the end of the day.
We're just going to start to dribble some of the others through and then just keep working on everybody after that.
But then the capuchins begin to cotton on.
A couple of the individuals started moving, everybody else sort of followed suit. So we're getting there, slowly.
And minutes later, all 19 are where they're supposed to be.
Everyone has moved! Finally. So everyone's in the right places, so now all we need to do is give them full access to their new facilities. Job done. Oh.
The primate care team can now allow Franco's group into their new bedrooms. And they don't need a second invitation. For Donna and the Capuchin team, the big move has gone as well as they could have hoped.
All the animals are really happy in their new facilities. They're really chilled out. Nobody's sort of squabbling. I think at the moment it's actually sort of reunited the groups a little bit, and they're really happy just to be in a new area, and they're all exploring. They've got new elements outside to consider, and they've got new tunnels and bedrooms inside. So, in general, they're really happy, and I'm really happy.
The complicated move has taken more than 8 hours in all, but it's been a very successful day. This major reshuffle demonstrates the primate care team's commitment to providing the best environment possible. Next time on Monkey Life. Lee assesses repairs needed before work can start on a planned new forest enclosure at Monkey World's Vietnamese sister sanctuary.
Along the fence line, I've got a lot of damage where trees have come down and bent the bars.
And reunited gibbon pair Kitty and Paul enjoy a fruity feast craftily hidden in some giant pine cones.